Good afternoon, dear audience. My name is Veronika and I'm pleased to welcome you to the online webinar Secrets of Successful Investing in the PAMM account. Today I would like to discuss with you what is the PAMM account, what are the key elements of any PAMM account, what are advantages of the PAMM account service in general. Also today you will learn how to invest in a PAMM account and how to analyze the PAMM account monitoring. After that we will speak about investment outline and of course we will speak about the basic formulas of the PAMM account service. Let's begin with the PAMM account definition. The PAMM account is a special trading account that can consist of an unlimited numbers of investment accounts. The PAMM account manager opens PAMM account allocating there an initial funds. It is called the manager's capital and it could be withdrawn only after liquidation of the PAMM account. These funds also involved in the trade. That means manager is interested in his trading because the profits and losses are divided among the participants of the PAMM account in proportion of funds that was introduced. So the manager has the same risks as any investor. Okay, also what is important? Your funds is protected from the fraudulent transactions in the PAMM account service because it's located on your personal investment account. So manager can only trade with these funds and nothing else. He can't withdraw it or transfer to another account. Because of this, no fraudulent transaction in the PAMM account service. So go forward, here we are. And what about the advantages of the PAMM account service? It was launched by Alpari on the 21st of September 2008, so now it's about 10 years, more than 10 years. This service has a lot of numerous prestigious awards since it been created. Also, investors more than from 40 countries around the world works with this service nowadays. This service brings together the largest number of managers and investment accounts, so you have the right to choose which one you like more, and also the ratings help you to do it on the base of special parameters. About this we will speak a little bit later. What else? Trade volume exceeds $155 billion per year, of course. And we're ready to speak about the key elements. Here are 2, 4, 6, 8 key elements, and first of all, I told you about that manager's investment account. That based on the manager's capital. Manager's investment account contains all funds that manager brings to the PAMM account, and also his profits. If there was loss, of course, the manager's capital go down in accordance with the drawdown. Manager's capital, this is the base of the PAMM account in general, and the manager's capital minimum amount for opening a PAMM account is $300, 300 euro or 300 GLD, depends on the manager's decision, which currency is interesting for him. So when you invest in the PAMM account, you can see is it dollars, euro or GLD PAMM. Investors' investment account, this is yours account, and to open it you should deposit minimum amount about $50, 50 euro or 10 GLD. This is the minimum balance that you should have on your investment account in the PAMM. After the first depositing, you can the second transaction can be $10, 10 euro or 10 GLD. So the first time you deposit $50, then you can add $10, 10 euro or 10 GLD. Manager's proposal, this is the public offer of cooperation terms between the manager and investors, and it may not exceed 50% from your profits. That means if the manager shows profits on his PAMM account, he will receive the percentage of reward, and he should determine it himself. But it could not exceed 50% of your profits, total profits on the PAMM account. Manager's proposal could be single level and could be multi-level. Single level proposal, I'll show you now, means that, for example, you deposit $50 on the PAMM, $50 on the PAMM, and your proposal will be, for example, about 30%. This is single level offer, single level proposal. This is no matter how much you bring to the PAMM account, I mean your balance, it will be constant 30% for the successful trading. The second is the multi-level proposal, second type. Multi-level proposal means that the higher the balance, the lower the percentage of reward. For example, you bring $50, from $50 to $100 you'll pay 50%, from 100 to 500 you'll pay less, 30%, from 500 to 1000, for example, you'll pay 25%. When we will open the PAMM account monitoring, I will show you how it looks like and you will understand it clearly. The next one key element is the request planner. Minimum one rollover per day should be open for withdrawal funds, and all hours in a day open for depositing, except 12 a.m. Sorry, 12 p.m. Yes, there is no withdrawal or depositing in this hour. Okay, minimum 1 hour, one open rollover should be opened for the funds withdrawal, and you can see it in the PAMM account monitoring. There is shown also the next one key element. This is this threshold. Threshold, this is the period of time before the open rollover. If your request for withdrawal has hit this threshold, your request will be transferred to the next one rollover, open rollover. If you apply it before the threshold, of course, it will be executed in the open rollover. So I will show it and you'll understand clearly. The next one key element, this is the trading interval, maybe a month, a quarter, or a half year, depends on the PAMM account manager decision. This is to the period of time after which calculation between the manager and the investor are made automatically. Means if you, for example, stay your funds on the PAMM account during 1 month, if the trading interval on the PAMM is 1 month. After 1 month, system will calculate automatically the reward for the manager and your net profit, your equity, yes, your clean equity without the manager's reward. And in the trading interval, your balance will be equal to your clean equity. And now let's speak about this specifically. Okay, go to the next page. Here. As I said, after trading interval, if the PAMM account shows the profit, there is three the most important parameters in your investment account. This is the balance, this is the equity, and the clean equity without the reward, without the manager's remuneration. And there is the three situation how all these parameters are changing if you withdraw funds. First situation, this is on the PAMM account was profit. The second, loss, and the third one, this is the trading interval is ended. So, first of all, the balance. What is this? Balance showing your depositing and withdrawals and nothing else. So this parameter, on this parameter will not affect the profits or losses. Nothing, only your depositing or withdrawal. The second one parameter, this is equity. Equity showing how much the manager receives profit for you, or losses, of course. The equity contains the PAMM account manager remuneration. And clean equity, this is equity minus remuneration. So let's look at three situations. Specifically, here we can let's use this one. For example, your balance is amounted $100. So manager trades good and brings plus $50 to your balance. $150. Okay, let's guess that on the PAMM account is set single level proposal about 50%. Okay, here is 50% offer. So the profit is amounted to $50, okay, and the half of this profit you should transfer to the manager, not you, the system. So your clean equity is amounted to $125, the half from 50. If you want, for instance, to withdraw $25, your profit. Withdraw about $25. So all these parameters will change in proportion of funds that you want to withdraw, except clean equity. Clean equity, to understand how much funds will be there after withdrawing, this is simple. You just should count 125 minus 25, and here will be $100. That's it. Okay. But equity and balance will be decreased by the percentage of withdrawing. What does it mean? Let's make a proportion. $25 divide on, this is important, on clean equity. You should divide it on clean equity. $125 and multiply on 100. That's about 20%. Is it right? 25 divided on 125 and multiply on 100. Yes, this is 20%. So the equity will decrease by 20%. So here we will have, I'm sorry, here we will have 120, because 20% from 150, this is $30. So here we have equity after withdrawing $120. And the same with the balance, okay? The same action with the balance. $100 minus 20%, it's about $80 in the end. So the balance will be amounted to $80. Like that. The second situation, this is the loss on the PAMM account. In this situation, there is no remuneration because you pay to the manager only for the successful trading. And if there is loss, you shouldn't pay for nothing. So, let's guess. Here we have not 150, but $80. $80. So, in clean equity will be the same $80. And manager will not receive any remuneration till he till he receive the same amount as in the balance. Here is $80. So if we want to withdraw funds, $25, let's guess 25, okay? So the clean equity will decrease by $25 and the equity the same, because in this situation, in the equity, we don't have any remuneration. So this is the same amount of funds. Minus 25, this is 55 and 55, but the balance, no matter, the balance will be decreased by the percentage of reward. Percentage of withdrawing from the PAMM account. So 25 divided on, here is not 125, here is 80, and multiply on $100. And now we will get the percentage. 25 divided on $80 and multiply on 100. 31.25%. Let's check it out. 31.25%. Why like that? Because the balance effect on the level of your offer, of your public offer, and if the balance goes down under the level of where you was in the previous time, in the previous month, for example, so your remuneration for the manager will be increased, but the manager will not get any remuneration till he back the same equity as you have the amount of funds in the balance. Only after that, after the balance and the equity will be equal, and here the manager will show the profits. After that, he can get some remuneration. Of course, in proportion of his manager's proposal level. Okay, and what I wanted to do? I wanted to see how much it could be in the balance at 100 minus, what's up, 31.25. Here will be not $80, but 68.75. Wait, please. 68.75. 68.75 dollars. So, and the third situation, that situation will be when the trading interval is end. For example, on the PAMM account was set trading interval 1 month. 1 month. So, and the manager shows the profits about the $50, as we said before, yes? Wait. $50 here we don't need it, and here too we don't need it. Okay. Here also we don't need it. Okay. As I said, for example, the manager's trading was successful, and he receives, you receive with him $150 instead of 100. So the public offer, the manager's proposal, is set by 50% still. Here we have $125 as in the first example, and you want, for example, the trading interval is end, and all these parameters become equal. The balance will be 125, the equity the same, 125, and the clean equity the same, 125. Okay? If you want to withdraw funds at this moment, and with condition that there was no trade after the trading interval in that time when you want to withdraw these funds. So all these parameters would become 100 after the withdrawal. That's equal to $25. All these parameters become equal to the clean equity, if to be honest. Okay, equity. I'm sorry for my writing. This is not my best advantage. Okay, 100 in general, like this. After withdrawal. Here we are. And now we know what is the difference between these three parameters. I want to repeat it because this is very important to understand. The balance showing only your depositing or withdrawal on your investment account, nothing else. The profits and losses don't affect on the balance. This profits and losses is included in the second parameter. This is equity. Equity, this is the balance plus profits and losses. And the clean equity, this is the equity minus balance and multiply on offer. In the simple words, this is equity minus offer. Equity minus the PAMM account manager remuneration. This is clean equity. Okay. Let's move on forward. And now I want to speak with you about the share and the share price. Share is the proportion of funds that was introduced by each participant of the PAMM account. Any participant, you, the next one, investors, and the manager has their own share in the PAMM account. So the share at the beginning, when the PAMM account has already opened, but a manager didn't trade, is equal to 100 units. Units, it's dollars, euro, or GLD, depends on the PAMM account denomination. So let's draw the graph, the PAMM account yield graph. And here, at the beginning, the yield, or rate of return, is equal to 0%, but at the same time, the price, share price, is equal to 100 units. $100. Let's guess that we have dollar PAMM account. Dollars PAMM account. So share price is yield plus 100. Yield plus 100. Yield plus 100. Yield. Yes. How to count up how many shares do you have? It's simple. You should, quantity of the shares. You should divide your balance on the share price at that moment when you invest in the PAMM account. So let's guess you invest in the PAMM account in this point. 120%, this is the rate of returns. The rate of return. So the share price is equal to 120 plus 100. $220. For example, you deposit on your investment account about $100. Your investment account, $100. So quantity of shares is equal to balance divided on share price, $220. Let's count it up. 220, right? 0.45 units. 0.45. No, this pen won't work today. Okay. $0.45 shares. So this is the second one formula. The next one formula help you to get notification when the return rate of return go down or go up, decrease or increase. And this is called notification, level notification of the yield changes. Notification of the changes of the yield level, if you want. There are a variety of names for this function, and also I have written to myself this notice of changes in yield. You can call it like this. And to count it up, you should use the share price. So notification level, let's write like this, is equal to share price multiply on 100% plus or minus, depends on what do you want to know when the yield go up or go down, x% and minus 100. So let's try to do it. Let's try to consider the notification level. To do it, we should first of all understand the share price. Let's guess 220. We invest in this point, and we want to know 220, and we want to know when the yield will decrease by 20%. Let's guess like this. So here we should write 100% minus 20%, 20%, and minus 100. So we will get the level notification about 220 multiplied on 0.8 or 80%, depends on how it's more comfortable for you to count. This is about 76% notification level. And later I'll show you where you should set this notification level in your Alpari. And the last one formula that you should know, this is all the basic formulas for the PAMM account service, so try to fix it somewhere, they don't forget it when you need to count something up. Okay, let's guess that you invest in this point, and after time, maybe months, maybe a week, no matter, some certain time. Here, when the yield becomes 160% and the share price comes to 260%. So if we want to know what the rate of return for the period between these 2 points, we should use the special formula, because we can't do the section 160 minus 120. It's about 40%. No, the yield is not 40%. We should count it through the formula, and it could based on the share price or on the yield in general. I will write you now here. I need more place for it. Let's make like this. Okay, 120 here, 120%. So the formula of rate of return RR, let's say. Or no, we have here yield, let's be like this, yield for the period. This is the same, but to make it simpler, the yield is equal to the rate of return for the beginning, the yield at the beginning, at the end of the period, minus plus 100 minus the yield at the beginning of the period plus 100 divide on the yield at the beginning plus 100 and multiply on 100 here. Okay, all this formula. Or as we know, the yield plus 100, it's the share price, so we can use the second type of this formula, yield for the period P. Let's here be P. The share price at the end of the period minus share price at the beginning, divide on share price at the beginning and multiply on 100. Here we can see this is the share price. It's not right. Wait, here is not percent. Here is dollars. That's the share price at the end of the period. This is the share price at the beginning of the period. This is the yield at the beginning of the period, and this is the yield at the end of the period. So we can count it up now. All is clear. 200, let's use this formula, it's simpler for us. We have the share prices. So 260 minus 220, divide on 220 and multiply on 100. So the rate of returns for the period, or the yield for the period, is amounted to 18.18%. And 18.18%. Okay, not 40, 18. Here we are. We have discussed already 4 formulas. Let's just sum up this part of our webinar. And first of all, this is the share and share price. We know that the share price, it's the yield plus 100 in any point of the PAMM account rate of return graph. The second formula, this is the quantity of the shares. Here we can see that we should divide balance on the share price to know how many shares do we have. The third one formula, this is the notification level. I'll show you a little bit later where you should put this number. And the most important formula, this is the yield for the period. You should understand how you should count up this number, and here's 2 formulas. You can count it up based on the yield or based on the share price. And you know that the share price is the yield plus 100. So 4 and 5. Yes. Okay, let's go forward. Let's move on to the next one slide. We have to open our presentation, and the next one question is, this is distribution of profits and losses of the PAMM account. And this is very simple for understanding, because it's the distribution is made in proportion of funds that was introduced in the PAMM account, no matter this is the manager or an investor. Yes. Here we can see the example. The manager opens a PAMM account and allocating about $500 on his manager's investment account. The first investor brings 300, the second one 200, and the third one brings $500. So the PAMM account shows shows the profits for the period about 20%, and we can see that the public offer, the proposal, is about 30% of the profits. So we can see that the profits is distributed in proportion of funds that was introduced among all participants of the PAMM account. And we can see that the manager of the PAMM account receives $100 plus to his 500 initial funds. The second participant, this is the first investor, gets about $60, the second one about $40, the third one about $100. And of course, the manager will not pay himself any remuneration, but another participants, first, second, and third investors, will pay 30% of the profits, not from all amount on their investment accounts. Only the part of their profits will go as the reward for the manager for the successful trading. Here we can see that the manager receives 18 plus 12 plus $30 remuneration, this is about $60, and plus 100, this is his personal profit. He got $160 plus his initial funds. The first investor paid $18, and clean equity is about $342. Clean funds, I mean profit, clean profit, about $42. So the second one receives $28, and the third one $70 net profit. Let's move on forward. Yes. Okay, before we begin to discuss an investment strategies, I want to speak with you about an investment. So we are ready to move on to the company website and look how we can invest in the PAMM. But firstly, I want that you pay attention to the ways how you can do it. So you can do it through the Alpari and through the company website. When you invest through Alpari, there is you can see the PAMM account ratings, but there will not be parameters that you could use to sort the PAMM account ratings. You can choose the PAMM account and invest in. The second way, this is through the company website, through the tab investment and the PAMM account ratings. Attention! If you invest in the PAMM account, for example, $100 through the company website, and if you want to add some funds to the same investment account, you should do it through the Alpari, not through the company website. Because if you go through the company website and try to invest again in the same PAMM account, there will be created the second investment account is in the same PAMM. And you don't need it. In general, this is not, how to say, this is for nothing, because when you deposit the same investment account, for example, if you have multi-level proposal and the level of proposal could be less if you deposit the same investment account. And then the higher your balance, as we remember, the lower the percentage of reward. So just remember that if you want to deposit your funds the second time to the same investment account in the PAMM, you should go through the Alpari, not through the company website. But you can do it. Just remember that if you invest in the same PAMM account the second time, you will have the second investment account in the same PAMM account. Okay, let's move. Let's move to the company website, and I want to ask you to open the Alpari so that we could be in touch on this point. Okay, let's change the language. Alpari. Here we should put our number and of course the password. Don't say the password anybody. This is your personal information. It should be secure. As I said, we can I'm sorry. We can invest in the PAMM account through the company website or through the Alpari. So to invest through the company website, you should open the Alpari and find in the left drop-down menu, invest with Alpari, invest in a PAMM account. Tab, yes, invest in PAMM account tab. Here you can see the PAMM account ratings, and you can choose any of the PAMM account. You can see overall return, today's changes of the yield, when it was opened, since open days. You can see here also performance chart, and if you click on the PAMM account name, you can go to the PAMM account monitoring. If we invest through the Alpari, you can see this page here, the same information as you've seen, and here you can see the proposal, multi-level proposal. As I said, it could be multi-level, and this manager choose this type of the proposal. If you invest from $50 to $1,000, you'll pay 44%. If you pay from $1,000 to $10,000, not pay, deposit your balance, you'll pay about 33%. If you deposit more than $10, you'll pay 22% remuneration of your profits. Here you can choose the amount of funds, what is comfortable for you, but not less than $50. This is the minimum deposit amount for opening the investment account in the PAMM. For example, let's guess $100, 44%. This is our proposal, and here we can select the account where we have money. From this account, funds will be transferred to the investment account inside the PAMM. And we can see here transfer date. As I said, you can deposit funds about 23 hours a day, but withdraw in accordance with the request planner. I will show now what does it mean. Okay, also you can participate the successful investor competition if you deposit more than $500, 500 euro or 500 GLD. Invest funds and go ahead. Okay, if you invest through the company website, you should open in investment tab, PAMM account ratings. Here you can see more information than in Alpari, because here you can open the parameters. You can sort the PAMM account ratings based on these parameters. I'll show now how to do this. Here we can see the same PAMM accounts, and if you click on this PAMM, here is open the page with the PAMM account monitoring. You can see invest funds button, click on it, and the system will redirect you to the same page as we saw. How much you want to invest, select the account where you have money to invest from, and here you can see when your request will be executed. Invest funds button and go ahead. So, to see how your funds is working inside the PAMM account, you should open My Investments in PAMM Accounts tab. Here you can see all your investment accounts. If you click on it, you will show the detailed information. But from the beginning, you can see summary statistics, equity in investment accounts, money distribution, etc. Also, you can see in different currencies your results. If you click on the investment account, you can see 3 columns. This is 3 pages. This is equity monitoring reports and details. You can see the name of the PAMM account where you're invested in. Performance for the day. I mean equity performance, equity plus compensation. You can choose month, 3 months is half a year, or overall. You can download this report about the equity. Also, you can see profits, losses today, week, month, half year, or overall. Here you can see withdraw. You can see the button withdraw funds or deposit funds, and of course you can click and do one of these actions. You can get the report generation, balance separation for the certain period of time. You should choose it here from 2 and then show reports. Also, you will see here all your balance operation. And details column, here you can see general information. As we spoke, as you remember, we spoke about equity, balance, share price, share held, and end of investment interval. Here will be full information about your investment. And also here you can set level of return notification. As you remember, we had 76%. Okay, let's do it again. 76% level, and we can choose how we want to get this information. Inform me by email or inform me by SMS. This is your decision. You can choose both of them. That's a free service, so you shouldn't pay for this. And this is great if you have chance to choose how you want to take this information. Okay, here we are. So let's move forward to the next one question. Now I want to speak with you a little bit about the PAMM account monitoring. Here you can understand how to analyze the PAMM account, what pay attention to, what not. Here we can see the name of the PAMM account, the place in the ratings. We can see since opened, this is the age of the PAMM account, risk level that based on the volatility factor, volatility parameter, and here we can see levels of aggressiveness in accordance with the volatility, let's say like this, volatility percent. Okay, return to date for all period of time since opened. Also trading result that indicates the total clean or net profit that manager receives for their investors. This is investors' money. Clean equity, as we can say. Here is equity that PAMM manager use for the trading, and manager's capital. This is non-withdrawable balance, as you remember. He can withdraw it only after liquidation of the PAMM account, and this money is involved into trades as your money and money of another investors. Here we can see return to date graph. You can choose 1 year, months, 3 months, 6 months, depends on which period you're interested in. You can see also this function when you can calculate return for the previous period. For example, if you invest in this PAMM account 1 month ago, on the 19th of August, you could receive 9.7%. Also, you can see a return over a period, all time year, 6 months, 3 months, and etc. This is full information, important information, so please pay attention to it. Also, you can see the multi-level proposal. Look at this. If you invest, as we said before, from 50 to 1,000, you'll pay 42% from your profits. If from 1,000 to 10,000, 33%. From 10,000 to and more, 22%. We can see compensation parameter. This is indicates monthly period, months. So this is the trading interval. So if you don't withdraw your funds through the months, during the months, after months, the system will calculate it automatically in accordance with the profit that the manager brings to you during this period. And of course, if there was profits, manager will get his compensation, his remuneration, and you will get net profit on your account. Request processing. This is request planner. You can see here only one opened hour, one open rollover for withdrawal funds. So withdrawal requests are executed at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern European time. So what is important about the Eastern European time? Eastern European time is 2 hours ahead the UTC, This is coordinating universal time, and 1 hour behind the Moscow time. Now in Moscow this is 4 and almost 5 p.m. Almost 5 p.m. without 1 minute, and by Eastern European time is 1 hour before. Okay, also what is important here, you can see the trading interval. This is about 15 minutes before the open rollover, so you should apply your request before 3:45 p.m. That your request executed will be executed at 4 p.m. Yes? Don't forget it, please. Also, you can communicate with the managers in the forum thread, but this is in Russian language, so you can change the language here down the page for English, and some information you can see here in English. But in general, if you write some message to the manager, he must answer to you, and even if it's in English. So if you have any question, you can use this source, or you can write your questions to the decision tab. Discussion tab. Here also you can read important information about PAMM and communicate with other investors about PAMM account. Also you can see that etc. PAMM accounts, another PAMM accounts, active PAMM accounts of this manager. Also you can open the monitoring and look how here is return to date. If you want, you can invest in this PAMM, but here you can see all PAMM accounts that this PAMM manager is owned. Okay, what else? PAMM accounts archive. Pay attention to this parameter too, to this step, to this link, because here you can see the history of the PAMM account manager trading. You can see all PAMM accounts that was opened and closed in the PAMM account archive. You can see the dates, you can see how many months, days or years it was active, and what results the manager has got. Investment tab showing how much money was on the PAMM account in the different periods of time, and this tab includes withdrawal and depositing funds by the manager and by the investors, so you can see the equity indicator that contains the yield dynamics plus withdrawal and depositing. Okay, funds allocation showing how many investment accounts on the PAMM account now, and what is the biggest amount of investment at that time, more than $100. Okay, 100,000, I'm sorry. Trading showing the leverage used. Here you can see the definition of this difficult parameter, but in general it shows the risk, how risky is the manager's strategy, and definition of this is the ratio of notional value of open position on the PAMM account to the account's equity level, in general like this. We can see here the leverage used graph, and at the same time we can see a return to date graph here. Also, what is important statistics here is some parameters, some indicators as the recovery factor. This is one of the key indicators that we use to find the PAMM account for our investment. Recovery factor showing if the manager has overcome his historical drawdown, and the optimum or typical value, number for this parameter is the 1 unit. Here is more than 5, and it's okay. The manager has overcome totally has overcome his historical drawdown. Daily return volatility. Volatility influences aggressiveness, and the higher the score, the more aggressive the PAMM account. So if you can see the first level of aggressiveness, this is for conservative PAMM accounts from 0 to 1%. This is first level of aggressiveness. The second level is from 1 to 3% of volatility, intraday volatility. The third level from 3 to 5%, and etc. From 7 and higher percent, this is the most aggressive PAMM. Here we are, and so also you can see current drawdown. This indicator showing what drawdown is from the highest point on the graph till this time, till this moment, till this day. So on this PAMM account, it's a little bit more than 1%. Maximum daily loss, maximum daily profit. I think you understand what does it mean. Here you can see also the day when it was updated last time, and also of course you can see the percentage. Maximum drawdown, maximum profits showing for the first parameter, showing how much money you could lose, how much percent yes, you could lose with the manager if you invest on the highest point on the graph and withdraw funds on the lowest. And the maximum profit shows in another way how much money you could get with this manager, how much percentage, how many percentage you could percents you could receive with the manager. And also here you can see the dates when it was updated the last time. Okay, here we are. Declaration, this is the information source, so where you can see declared values that are defined here in accordance by the manager in accordance with his manager's strategy, and if actual values hit this declared values, so here you will see the cross, not the point like this. If declaration honored during the long period of time, that means the strategy is reliable and you can trust to this manager. The longer this period, the more reliable this manager's strategy. Also, sometimes managers write here some bullet points of their strategies, but not all do this. Okay, calculation of expected returns based on the average numbers of the days when it was loss and profits, and predicted return. This is not how to say. This is not like the forecast. It could be changed if something will wrong with the manager's strategy. Because of this, you can see here predicted return, but be careful and don't understand like a forecast, like I don't know, like something what will be exactly. No, it's not about this. About discussion we spoke. Okay, the PAMM account monitoring, I think you understand all what I said. If you have some question, you can ask me through the email Veronika.Dneprovskaya at investment.academy.com. And what else? No, I think I have the mistake with my email. I'm sorry. Now I want just to open it and to write it down to the desk. Maybe. Wait for a minute, please. Now we have to discuss two more questions. As I understand, this is about an investment outline and about the strategies. And finish with this. Okay, analytics. Yes. what is important more? There are three investment strategies. This is conservative, this is moderate, and this is aggressive. Aggressive PAMM accounts could show the yield more than 15%. If we speak about the moderate PAMM accounts, it could be from 10 to 15% usually, and if we speak about the conservative PAMM accounts, this is less than 10%, from 5 till 10%. Okay, let me write it for you. Here, because if you have any question, it's important that I answer to you correctly. Okay. Yes, now it's correct. So let's continue. Let's continue with the next one question. As I said, this is investment strategies. So go back to our presentation and let's look at these parameters. We have already discussed all of them: volatility, recovery factor, leverage used, and the age, of course. And for conservative type, if you want, for example, to sort the PAMM account ratings in accordance with the conservative PAMM account, conservative type of the PAMM account, you should choose volatility less than 3%, recovery factor higher than 1 unit, leverage used fewer than 15 units, and the age over 1 year. In the case of the moderate type, you can see 3 to 6% higher than 1, 15 to 40 units, and over half a year. And the aggressive type, higher than 6% volatility, minimum from 0.7 to 1 unit. This is about recovery factor. Over 40 units, this is leverage used, and any age of the PAMM account, because it's unpredictable when the PAMM account manager has the aggressive strategy. So let's try to sort the PAMM account monitorings in the case of these parameters, and let's choose the moderate PAMM account for ourselves. Here you can see all parameters, but please pay attention to help. Click on the help to understand the principle of compilation principle of Alpari's rating. Here is 3 stages. This is preliminary filter, this is assessment of PAMM accounts effectiveness, and allocation of position with the rating. And this preliminary filter contains 4 conditions. This is PAMM account should have positive returns for all time of existence. PAMM account should be public and should be open for investment. That means a manager should set the public offer for the investors. PAMM accounts should be created over 3 months ago, and the manager's capital not less than $3,000 euro or GLD, not 300. 300, this is at the beginning to open a PAMM account. This is enough, $300. But if the PAMM account manager wants to be in the first group of the PAMM account ratings, he should have the manager's capital not less than $3,000. So the PAMM account manager's manager's capital could not be decreased; it could be only increased. So and this funds manager can withdraw only after liquidation of the PAMM account. Also, these funds involved in the trade. as your investors' money. So after that, the PAMM account, as you see, have the second stage. This is assessment of PAMM account's effectiveness with all these parameters that we have already discussed. And then the PAMM account gets some position in the rating. Okay, let's back to our last one question. This is how we can choose the PAMM account in accordance with our risk profile, and we define that we want to invest in the moderate PAMM account, and the PAMM account with the more moderate aggressiveness. So let's choose since open. This is more than half a year. Leverage use less than 40 units. If you don't see here this number, so please put it yourself here. Recovery factor we should choose for all time. Let's look for all time, and recovery factor should be higher than one unit. Volatility for the last 3 months is less than 6%. The sign we took can change, as you see. 6. And what else? We can put here a risk level less than 4 units, and choose the denomination of the PAMM account where we would like to invest in. For example, it could be dollars. So what we have, we see all PAMM accounts that suits to us in the on the base of these parameters, and you can choose any of this. Just click. After that, click on the button Invest Funds, and then the system will redirect you to the Alpari. But don't forget login before, of course, so your Alpari. Okay, here we are, and what else we have here? What else I wanted to tell you? I wanted to speak with you a little bit about your investment plan. Your investment plan. Let's go back here. So here is some important points when you try to make your investment outline. First of all, this is amount of funds that you are ready to invest in the PAMM account, but please don't forget that the Forex, this is the high risk market. Market with the high risk. Because of this, just choose the amount of funds that will not affect in a bad way to your welfare in the end. So the second point for the investment outline, this is the period of time. You should understand when you need your money back, and should choose the managers. For example, if you want to get money back after half of year, you should choose the PAMM manager with the average terms of investment, average term strategy. If you can take it back after 1 year, for example, you can choose with long-term strategy. All this information you can ask from the manager, and then make your decision. Okay, amount, period of time. Also, you should understand how much money you can lose in general. This is a lowball drawdown, so you can understand I can lose only not more than 15%, and that's it. If you see that the yield on your PAMM account is lower than you defined to yourself, please get your money back, even if they're lost. But if you want to stay, don't be so sad if money will just gone. But let's look at this with good mood, and I think if you will use all information that we have discussed today, you will succeed in this in this direction. So as I said, this is amount you should define. You should define the period of time of investment, also allowable drawdown, desired yield, of course, because you should have the certain goal. If you don't know how much money you desired, that means you don't know why you come to this market. I want to get as much as I can. No, I want to receive, I want to earn. No, you should set exactly percentage or any amount of funds that you want to earn from this service. After that, you should go to your goal with information that we have discussed today, with parameters and with analysis of the PAMM account monitoring, etc. And the last one, the fifth bullet point, this is the risk profile. Of course, you should understand, if you conservative investor, please don't invest your money to the PAMM accounts with the high aggressiveness. Just try to choose the PAMM account that is suited to your risk profile. Then you could be succeed. Okay, amount, period, allowable drawdown, desired yield, and risk profile. This is five bullet points of an investment outline. So here we are, and let's sum up the results of our webinar. Today we have discussed the PAMM account definition. We spoke about the PAMM account service advantages, how does it work. Also we have discussed the key elements of the PAMM account. We spoke about the share price, about the distribution of profits and losses. Also we spoke about the main basic formulas in the PAMM account service. Now we know how to choose the PAMM account from the ratings based on the main parameters such as volatility, recovery factor, age, and leverage used. Also today we tried to invest through the Alpari and through the company website. And remember that if you want to add money, add funds to the PAMM account, to the same PAMM account, you should invest and add your funds through the Alpari, not again through the company website. What else? And of course, today we spoke about an investment outline. I hope that this webinar was useful and interesting for you. If you have any question, please don't forget and write to me on the email. I'm sorry for my writing. This is not my best side and not my advantage, but I think you can understand what is there written. Okay, and that's all. I wish you all the best, the profits, the mood, and goodbye. See you on the next Wednesday.